Dane, are you coming up? Excellent. So we're slightly behind schedule, which is fine. We're moving into the last block. Oh, I'll take that. Thank you. Last block of mobile-centric stuff. Deep linking has been alluded to a couple of times. It was a big priority of mine to make sure that we addressed it because I think it's super important to e-commerce. And so that's what Dane is going to be talking about. So please take it away.
Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Dane. I'm one of the co-founders and COO of Yozio. One of our claims to fame, or our early ones, was actually helping with the referral program for Airbnb through mobile and their mobile app, but that's for a different topic. What I'm going to be talking about today is how to tailor the one-size-fits-all user experience for mobile using deep linking, particularly for mobile apps. I know that there's a mix of people in the crowd, some of whom are mobile web only, and others that have invested in a mobile app. So I'll kind of try to speak to both of you. One, why mobile app is important for commerce companies, as well as what are some of the best practices that we're seeing in terms of using deep linking to reduce friction and drive conversion. A little bit about me. I spent about 5 years in the mobile ad space before coming over to Yozio, and I found that the return on investment for ads in mobile was going down. And so working with Yozio, we're helping our customers to drive user acquisition and conversion in mobile through non-advertising means like email, social media, SEO, etc. We work with over 600 companies, including Pinterest, Airbnb, Etsy, Overstock, Wanilo, and lots of others. And so that's why you should at least listen to what I have to say, because we work with a lot of the fastest moving growth teams in the mobile space. So first, let's start off with some definitions. Deep linking. Mobile deep linking is when you click on a link and go to a particular location within the app. So if you get an email with a promotion for a pair of jeans, when a user clicks on that link, they go immediately to that pair of jeans in the app. Another form of deep linking that was mentioned earlier as well is deferred deep linking. This is more challenging technically, but from a user perspective, it's actually pretty simple. I click on that same link for jeans, I go to the App Store, and once I install the app and launch, I immediately go to that pair of jeans within the app. So first, why does mobile matter? I think we've heard a lot today about the shift of user behavior to mobile for commerce companies. I'm going to highlight a few reasons why mobile and mobile apps in particular matter. First is brand loyalty. In order to engage with your most loyal customers and build loyalty from some of your new customers, you need to enable them to interact with your brand wherever and whenever they want. And the best way to do that is on mobile. Next, we talked about omnichannel experiences earlier. You can't have a full omnichannel experience without having a very effective and efficient mobile presence. Next is shopper engagement. One of the real values of a mobile app relative to a mobile website are some of the unique ways that you can engage with shoppers or potential shoppers, push notifications being one of the most obvious. And then finally, all of these things drive more revenue, but not only more revenue and conversions on mobile within the app or within your mobile website, but also in store or also online. So I want to talk a little bit about the state of m-commerce, just some context setting as we get into why deep linking matters and why personalizing the user experience in mobile matters. First is that mobile spending is projected to reach over $600 billion by 2018. That's up from about $200 billion this year. And I think as we've heard a lot today, commerce and retail companies so far have really focused on their mobile websites. And I think that's a great priority, and a lot of conversion will continue to happen on mobile websites. However, if you look at broader data, consumers are showing in lots of different ways that they prefer to be spending their time in apps and that they prefer to purchase in apps. And for any of you who have both a mobile website and an app, I would imagine, because it's the case with every one of our commerce and retail companies, that your most valuable mobile users are using your app and not your mobile website. You're getting more engagement, you're getting more purchases, you're getting more repeat purchases. And so having a strategy that includes both a mobile website and an app is optimal if you can find the resources and the budget. And then finally, we ran a research report earlier in the year that looked at 18 top retailers to see if they were personalizing the flow into the app, whether that's from an email or from a mobile web page, and 0 of them were. So this is a big problem, and there's a huge opportunity for those that are early to deliver a really great user experience and drive conversion. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of the pain point, and this should be pain that all of us as users and as consumers are familiar with. So I imagine everyone here is familiar with Amazon. So I'm going to use an example of theirs. They're very well known for personalizing a lot of their user experience, but they actually don't do a great job in moving into their mobile app. So here you can see that I searched for a 3 Wolves t-shirt. I'm actually a t-shirt freak. I have lots of t-shirts, funky, weird, random t-shirts. And so when I searched, I went to the Amazon mobile web page, and I found this amazing t-shirt, which I really love. But I like to purchase an app. And so I clicked on the banner that you see at the top of the page. And I didn't have the Amazon app installed yet, because I traditionally purchase through my desktop. And so when I installed the app, I'm taken to their standard homepage. This is really frustrating for all of us who have done this, whether I'm clicking on a link in an email or something like this where I'm clicking on a banner or a call to action on a mobile website. What I want to do is go purchase my t-shirt, and instead I go to their homepage. And in this instance, I was getting on a plane, didn't have time to purchase, and I didn't convert. Amazon lost a sale. So as users, we're familiar with this, and probably in our businesses, we see the frustration of the friction that the app stores and apps often put into the user conversion funnel. So what I want to do now is show 3 examples of some best practices from Yozio's customers. And I'm going to look at 3 different segments of users. So first is the one-time shopper. And I'm going to use as that example someone who's searching for a product on the web, on a browser. The next is the brand loyalist, your best customers. And in this example, someone's receiving an email engagement campaign from you. And then finally, the window shopper who is coming across some content in social on Facebook. So before I get into the example, show of hands, how many people think that over 50% of users are currently searching for product information on their mobile device on a browser? Over 50%? Yes. 75% of users are searching for product information, mostly through Google on a browser. So you have to optimize that user flow to conversion from mobile search. So I'm going to show an example now of Etsy, which is one of our customers. So a friend of mine is getting married and searched for vintage handmade wedding dresses and came across Etsy, and so went to their mobile webpage and saw a selection of great wedding dresses. And when she chose one that she liked, Etsy showed her a full-page call to action to install their app. They did this because they actually recognized that she had been to Etsy website on a number of occasions, and they find that getting people into the app will drive a better user experience for their user, as well as drive greater conversion for them in the long term. However, my friend in this instance didn't want to go into the app right away, and instead hit the no thanks button and continued on the mobile web page. Now you can see that there's a banner at the top that provides a less aggressive option for going into the app. And when my friend saw this wedding dress, she looked at it, she loved it, she wanted to go purchase, but she wanted to do that in the app. She clicked on the banner, went to the app store because she didn't have the app installed, and post-install was delivered immediately to that wedding dress to the product page to purchase. So if you compare this to the Amazon example, it's a much more streamlined user experience that cuts out all of the friction except for the App Store from that kind of conversion from whatever channel someone was in immediately into the app. And the role that Yozio plays here is that we have the links that are integrated within those banners, and we enable the data passing so that Etsy can basically show the right user experience to that user once they launch the app. I'm not going to read this quote from Etsy for you. I can't share the exact statistics, which I know I'd be interested in if I were in your shoes, for Etsy in particular. But across all of our customers, we found that this sort of user experience drives anywhere from a 30 to a 200% increase in conversions. So keep in mind that these optimizations can drive really massive impact. So the next example I want to show is the brand loyalist receiving an email. So I think everyone is familiar that most emails are opened on mobile devices today. That number is actually 2/3 of emails. So if you're not, again, optimizing your email campaigns to drive conversion on mobile, you're wasting 2/3 of your email budget and your email effort. So I'm going to show an example of Juanilo, which is another one of our customers. And like many of you, Juanilo is sending out regular product updates to their consumers, to their customers, to their potential customers. In this instance, our head of marketing, Natasha, got this email. She loves bags, so she clicked on the bag on the left-hand side of this email. And what Juanilo did was showed her this really sexy, in my opinion, landing page that kind of fuzzes out the bag and puts it in the background and gives her the option to either continue in the website or to engage within the app. Natasha is a big user of Juanilo, loves Juanilo, has the app installed, so she clicks the Open in the Juanilo app button, and she's immediately deep linked into the purchase page in Juanilo for that product. Again, very streamlined user experience, takes all of the friction out of the process. Juanilo ran lots and lots of experiments with Yozio. That's kind of what we enable, is experimenting with all of these different user flows and doing the deep linking and deferred deep linking. And through those experiments, Juanilo is able to drive a massive increase in the number of installs they were able to drive for the app, as well as the post-install conversions. All right, finally, the window shopper. Let's see, for how many, what is the number now? Blanked. 70%, thank you. 70% of users say that they're influenced by what they see on social media in terms of their product purchase behavior. So 7 out of 10 people are making purchase decisions based on what they see on social, and I don't think I have to tell anyone that people are consuming social content on their mobile devices more than anywhere else. In fact, I see probably a few of you doing that right now. So let me give you an example for Grabble. And this is a social post from Grabble's marketing team. The link that you see in that post is a Yozio link for the Polyen blog. And when a user would click on this link, Yozio would detect that they didn't have the app installed. And if they don't, we'd take them to the App Store. And that's something that Grabble chose to set up. You could also send that user to the mobile web. And when they install and launch the app, again, deferred deep linked immediately to that particular collection within Grabble, which is a very engaging user experience and drives massive increases in conversion versus dropping them to just a standard homepage like we saw in the beginning with Amazon. For Grabble and really for any company retailer company that's selling products, being able to reduce the friction and drive users to the product or the content that they want immediately is strategically important. And will, as we saw today, the less friction there is in that user experience, the better that user flow, the more conversions that you're going to see. So, you might expect me to come up here at the end of this conversation and tell you that deep linking is a silver bullet that's going to solve all of your problems, is going to make you all want to go build mobile apps to drive conversions, and that's not at all what I'm here to say. Deep linking is a very important tool and something that will help you to drive better performance, greater conversions, and greater brand loyalty from users on mobile. But it is not a silver bullet. It's just one piece of the puzzle. So I want to leave you with a few growth takeaways and recommendations that I make from working with our over 600 customers, including Etsy, Grabble, Wanilo, the examples that we saw today. The first is to measure and to measure and to measure. We talked about attribution a lot today, but having solid data is the key to being able to run experiments and grow. One of the values that the Yozio growth platform provides is enabling attribution within the mobile app, so you can tie the source of a user, whether it's an email campaign, an SEM or SEO campaign, to their conversion within an app, and we connect all of that data for you. The second is to personalize the user journey based on both the segment and the channel. We saw 3 examples of that today. Different types of users coming from different channels, different organic channels, and how you can personalize that user experience or streamline that user experience to maximize conversion. And it's not all going to be take them to the app. You know, there's many instances where taking them to the mobile web and reducing the friction is actually the best way to convert a user. And there are other instances where you absolutely want to send them into the app. It's going to drive much higher lifetime value and is going to drive a much higher and more engaged user for the long term. And then finally, always be testing and experimenting. It's another value that the Yozio platform provides is the ability to run experiments on an ongoing basis. One thing that is for sure is that the way that your customers, that your potential customers are going to engage with your brand, are going to engage with your products, are going to discover your products, are going to research your products, are going to buy your products is going to change. It's not only in store anymore, it's not only online, it's also on mobile. And the only way to ensure that you are maximizing the return on your marketing investment and your growth efforts is to continue to experiment and test. So that's it from me. Questions?
Okay, I have a question. We're behind, but Dane, are there any special announcements that happened today pertaining to your company that you may want to share with the audience?
Thank you for that.
For which we could congratulate you, perhaps?
Perhaps. So yes, today we announced that we raised our Series A from Foundation Capital. So very exciting. Thank you. So we're covered in lots of places, but you can search TechCrunch and Yozio, and you can find out a whole lot more about us and our history.
Great. And we'll do one question. Joanna, I saw you raise your hand. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, it's really fun retargeting with some clients in common, actually. Do you have any clients that do this combined strategy of whatever they're doing to re-engage users with push, email, everything else, and combining that with advertising for either when it doesn't work or it didn't work at the right time, it wasn't the right time that they opened the email? Have you done that?
Would you repeat that too?
Yes. So the question was, are we working with any customers that are combining the work that we're doing on, let's say, the non-paid or organic channels with their advertising and retargeting? Correct? Absolutely. I mean, we're not here to say that you should stop advertising. That would be silly. We think that this is part of your overall growth strategy, and advertising and retargeting are a critical component of that. And what we enable you to do is collect a lot of data that you can use to re-engage your customers or potential customers via retargeting or other advertising campaigns, because we're enabling the collection of data from the source all the way through their user journey, all the way to conversion. And if they fall off somewhere, you're going to know exactly where they fall off and where they came from, so you can retarget or find them through advertising.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dane. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Thanks.